na, mute natin ma'am. Kaya mapati man yan ha. So, ikaw na nga mag-prayer ma'am.
we're about to start our webinar, and we're just waiting for our host moderator, Dr. Lydia Morante, to on board. And of course, at the outset, I'd like to welcome our participants coming from the different state universities and colleges of the region. Now, this webinar is actually sponsored by the Eastern-Visayas Higher Educational Institutions Flexible Learning Modality Consortium, and it is led by the Southern Leyte State University and co-led by the Visayas State University. And of course, today, Eastern Visayas State University is hosting the webinar. So I think Dr. Morante is, andito na po si ma'am. So once ma'am is ready, Ma'am Morante, ma'am, you may take the hosting. Pasensya na pong medyo mano yung internet connection namin dito ngayon sa Tacloban.
Yesterday, we visioned a dream of There's a ray of light reaching every corner of the land. Its radiance keeps on spreading, bringing hope and strength and light. There's a flame that keeps on burning, touching the mind, the heart, and the soul, sending knowledge, truth, love, and wisdom, abundant blessings from God above. Beloved Eastern-Visayas State University, your blessed flame shall forever burn in our hearts. We give you our utmost commitment and dedication. You shall shine with pride throughout the nation. Shine with gladsome light, oh alma mater dear. Lead our steps to path of excellence, success, fulfillments, and glory await. Beloved Eastern-Visayas State University, your blessed flame shall forever burn in our hearts. We give you our utmost commitment and dedication. You shall shine with pride throughout the nation.
climate change is predicted to have high impact in future catastrophes. Commission and Higher Education Commissioner Roberto Sangalang once said that climate change is intimately related to disasters. The Philippines, as considered to be one of the most disaster-prone countries in the world, should attain better government responses and better disaster preparedness in order to ensure a bright future of the country. If the Philippines wants to compete on a global scale in the long term, then the risk of natural disasters is not a problem as long as there is enough resilience in place to deal with the fallout. As part of the education arm of the government, the Eastern-Visayas State University is mandated to provide advanced education, higher technological, professional instruction and training in various fields of specialization. Likewise, it also undertakes research and extension services and provides progressive leadership in its areas of specialization. From its mandate, climate change adaptation and disaster risk reduction and management is an area of interest where knowledge could be generated from the higher education institutions of the country, such as the Eastern-Visayas State University. The EVHEIs-U had been conducting various initiatives that is aligned and parallel to the concerns of climate change and its adaptation. To sum it up, this is our response to climate change. For instruction as one of the core functions of the university, there were changes and revisions made. First is the integration of the course Disaster Risk Reduction Management and Education in Emergencies to all teacher education programs of the university, as approved by the Board of Regents Resolution number 65 and 66 series of 2018. Then the College of Arts and Sciences had been offering the program Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science, formerly known as Bachelor of Environmental Science, for 18 years. Likewise, a course of Environmental Management under the graduate program Master of Public Resource Management was offered, and an Environmental Impact Assessment course for the engineering programs in the university. The university is also actively participating in the annual Coastal Cleanup Day through its Marine Engineering program and the NSTP students. Indeed, if education is to make a contribution to the current challenges, there should be an innovation and changes on the instruction to ensure that graduates produced are well-informed and updated on biodiversity and climate change issues, including mitigation and adaptation strategies. In the area of research, one of the research agenda of the university focuses on the climate change adaptation and disaster mitigation management. This allows the administrators, faculty, and students of the university to conduct experiments and investigations on certain phenomena that could possibly be the solution to the threatening effects of climate change. Results of the investigation were disseminated in local, national, and international fora. Likewise, a number of these researches were published on several research journals. Some of the researchers of the university include Life, Paving the Way for More Resilient and Sustainable High-End Communities in Central Philippines by Dr. Dominador O. Aguirre Jr. and Dr. Jerry B. Dicades. The role of the university in post-disaster rehabilitation by Professor Faustito A. Allen. Socio-environmental agent-based simulation on the livability of two cities by Engineer Jubilin E. Cantel and Mr. Wilfred C. Matano. Validity and reproducibility of impact damage estimates, using satellite maps and imagery in broad-scale data gathering after a natural disaster by Dr. Wenceslao C. Perante. Strategies in integrating disaster risk reduction in various subjects in selected secondary schools in Leyte Division, Philippines by Dr. Mary Jean P. Younger. Emergent Field Survey on present status of chemical pollution by Typhoon Yolanda in coastal environment of the Central Philippines, and institutional research in collaboration with Kumamoto University of Japan and De La Salle University of Manila, Philippines. Stable isotope ratios and multiple knee monitors from coastal marine environment in Tacloban City by Mr. Wilprency, Ontario. Extending a helping hand in child-centered disaster preparedness by Dr. Mary Jean P. Younger. Global warming through the eyes of Filipino secondary students in Tacloban City, Philippines by Dr. Mary Jean P. Younger, and disaster relief foods and food consumption practices of low-income inhabitants in Eastern-Visayas, Philippines by Professor Bernardino Q. Breve and Dr. Griselda F. Briones. Also, the university spearheads into the development of disaster foods and food for emergencies through the Eastern-Visayas Food Innovation Center by utilizing locally available resources. The Learning Institute for the Environment came into realization as a response of EVSU to have a research center for environment, climate change adaptation, and disaster risk reduction and management. Cognizant of the need to respond immediately to affected families and communities after Super Typhoon Yolanda or Haiyan, the university exhausted all possible means to meet this end. Its extension services, together with volunteer administrative and academic personnel, planned and implemented various relief and rehabilitation interventions, which included forging partnerships with national government agencies, non-government organizations, international NGOs, foundations, support groups, and various civil society organizations. It is also known to all that the university serves as an evacuation center in times of natural disasters and catastrophes. On the other hand, production as a function of the university extends to the community in order to assist them towards better productivity and utilization of the resources that is widely available in the locality. The San Agustin United Sewers Association project is an assisted association in Babatun, Leyte. This group of women were adversely affected by the Super Typhoon Yolanda. Livelihood skills training program is also given to some communities and institutions, such as the Tacloban City Jail, through the production Learn and Earn program. The institution also houses the Technology Business Incubator Shared Service Facility that is ready to produce disaster foods in times of emergencies. As we move forward and continuously building a resilient community, the EVSU continuously partnered with non-government organizations and local organizations in addressing climate change. It also looked forward into the full integration of the knowledge on climate change adaptation to its curriculum. The university also is expected to be very responsive on the investigations and researches on climate change adaptation and disaster risk reduction and management. This is Eastern Visayas State University. This is our response to climate change.
There is no problem too big, God cannot solve it. There is no mountain too tall, God cannot move it.
There is no storm too dark, God cannot calm it.
There sorrow too deep, he cannot solve it.
If he carried the weight of the world upon his shoulders, I know, my brother, that he will carry you. If he carried the weight of the world upon his shoulders, I know, my sister, that he will carry you.
He said, come unto me, all who are weary, and I will give you rest. There is no problem to be, God cannot solve it.
There is no mountain too tall, he cannot move it.
There is no storm too dark, God cannot calm it.
There is no sorrow too deep, he cannot soothe it. If he carried the weight of the world upon his shoulders, I know, my brother, that he will carry you. If he carried the weight of the world upon his shoulders, I know, my sister, that he will carry you. If he carried the weight of the world upon his shoulders, I know, my brother, that he will carry you. If he carried the weight of the world upon his shoulders,
May I request EBSU? Hello, may I request, we would like to inform everyone that EBSU this time has experienced a bit problem on the internet connectivity. That's why the facilitator is now transferred. But I guess, Sir Jerry, is it now okay?
Yes, ma'am. I think Dr. Morante is now ready at the President's office, so she can comment with the facilitating of this webinar. Po.
Okay, thanks God that they are now okay. So in a while, we can now start our activity for this
Yes,
afternoon.
ma'am.
Thank you, Sir Jerry.
Welcome po.
Jusaran ang video dili kita ada. Ang video. Wara up, wala ko kapindot.
Ma'am Lids, the audio po.
Naka-off, Ma'am Lead. Naka-off.
What about that now?
Yeah po.
Okay, thank you very much and thank you for waiting. We just had a technical problem here. So the internet was not working for us. Anyway, we will be starting with our virtual colloquium on creating synergy of best practices, sharing from the Moodle users in the region. So this is the Eastern-Visayas Higher Education Institutions Flexible Learning Management System Consortium, and Eastern-Visayas State University is the host for this afternoon's webinar. So for the meantime, we would just like to acknowledge our officials of the different SUCs in the region. We would like to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Pros Ivy Yepes of the Southern Leyte State University, the chair of the Training and Capacity Building of the Eastern-Visayas Higher Education Institutions Flexible Learning Management System Consortium.
Good afternoon,
Good
everyone.
afternoon, ma'am. The SLSU is the lead team behind this afternoon's webinar. We would like to acknowledge also the presence of Dr. Edgardo Tulin of the Visayas State University, and he is the co-chair of this committee. Of course, our university president, Dr. Dominador Aguirre Jr. He is at the same time the chair of PASUC Region 8. And of course, President Victor Cañeso, Jr. of the BIPSU, and the interim chair of the EVHEIs-FLMSC. President Marlene Cardoso of Samar State University. President Jude Duarte of the Leyte Normal University, and President Norberto Olivides of the Palompon Institute of Technology. President Cherry Ultra of the University of Eastern Philippines, President Benjamin Picayo of the Northwest Samar State University, President Edmundo Campoto of the Eastern Samar State University. Also, we would like to give a special acknowledgement for Commissioner Aldrin Derilag of the Commission on Higher Education, and also the Regional Director of the CHED here, Director George M. Colorado. This afternoon, we will start with this webinar with a prayer, which will be led by the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences of the Eastern-Visayas State University, Dr. Fatima Socorro M. Quezon.
In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Holy Father, we wholeheartedly offer you utmost humility transpired during this webinar. We invoke your loving blessing as we embark in another enriching activity today. We pray with humble hearts that through your wondrous omnipotence, you infuse us your strength, giving us vital and alert minds, never faltering as we endeavor to learn what we need to learn today. We implore you to give us your divine wisdom to discern what is noble for us and for all humanity. Give us perseverance that we relentlessly pursue it, never wasting time to doubt its significance and usefulness. Dear Lord, come and give us inspiration, breathe life into our ideas, deepen our comprehension, broaden our thinking, and transform our understanding. We pray that you bless all those who toil tirelessly to attain the objectives we have set today. We know that without your generous blessing, we can do nothing. Keep each of us forever reminded that your presence is with us to lead and guide us this day and all the days of our lives. For you are our wise counselor, our perfect teacher, and our faithful guide. Amen. And the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit.
Thank you, Dr. Quezon. To formally welcome us to this webinar and to give a brief description of this activity, we would like to call Dr. Jerry Dicadis, the Dean of the College of Business and Entrepreneurship of the University, and he is a member of the Training and Capacity Building Committee of the EVHEIs-FLMSC. Dr. Dicadis, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Morante. It is indeed a great pleasure for me, an honor to be part of this activity and being part of the flexible learning management system consortium of the Eastern Visayas higher educational institutions. And we know that this activity is actually doing live right now. It is can be viewed live streaming via Zoom, Facebook, and we also have YouTube. First, I'd like to acknowledge the participants of this activity coming from the different state universities and colleges of the region. So, may I remind the participants that if your university is called, kindly acknowledge by putting on your video and of course maybe saying something on your microphone. So let me start with our participants coming from Samar State University. Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Our participants coming from Southern Leyte State University.
Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
From Visayas State University.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. We have participants from Palumpon Institute of Technology.
Good
Afternoon po.
Our participants from Eastern Samar State University.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
From Biliran Province State University.
Mayong hapon sa
Hapon po. Our participants from Northwest Samar State University. Participants from the University of Eastern Philippines.
Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon po. Of course, participants coming from our neighbor, the Leyte Normal University.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. And finally, participants coming from the host university from Eastern-Visayas State University.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello po. Much as our host moderator had already acknowledged our key officials from the Commission on Higher Education, from the Philippine Association of State Universities and Colleges in Region 8. So I'd like to welcome everyone to this webinar on, it's entitled Creating Synergy of Best Practices, a sharing from the model users in the region. This afternoon's activity comprised of sharing of experiences of our model users, particularly key officials of the universities from the different SUCs in Region 8 who had implemented the learning management system, particularly the model platform. So we have slated at least 5 resource persons, one of which will be speaking on the conduct of online training for course content management in Moodle. Another speaker, he'll be talking on the technical specifications of and features of ECCU's Moodle platform. We also have a speaker coming from the Biliran Province State University who will talk on live experiences of BIPSU in the use of Moodle in learning management system. Of course, another speaker from SUC in the region will talk on Moodle plugins. And finally, somebody also who will be talking on box style of Moodle with emphasis on monitoring of students, attendance, and use of Moodle apps online. So basically, this webinar is intended that not just administrators, not just officials of state universities and colleges, but also even our ordinary faculty would be aware that somehow a lot of our schools in the region had already experienced using Moodle. And finally, this afternoon's activity is also intended that it will help our policymaker, in fact, give them some inspiration to go further in terms of investing in our learning management system. It will be very, very important that this kind of action could be done, particularly in our region, knowing that we lack so much in terms of technology, in terms of the pedagogical implication of how we would translate or we would import our pedagogy from the usual traditional learning system to that of an online learning management system. And ultimately, all these things are actually part of our flexible learning modalities. So without further ado, I'd like to thank everyone, and I hope that you'll enjoy and of course be enlightened with the sharing coming from our research person. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dicadis. And now for the colloquium proper, we would like to request our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Dennis Lipas, to introduce all our resource persons.
Thank you, Ma'am Lead. Good afternoon, everyone. So my afternoon greetings to the highly esteemed CHED Commissioner Aldrin A. Darilag, our dynamic CHEDRO Director, Director George M. Colorado, respected SUC presidents who are on board in this afternoon's webinar. A special mention to our University President, Dr. Dominador Aguirre Jr., and of course, the team lead of this activity, the University President of SLSU, Dr. Pros EVHEIs, and the co-team lead, Dr. Edgardo Tulin of Visayas State University. So this afternoon's webinar entitled Creating Synergy of Best Practices, a sharing from the Moodle users in Region 8, in which we were able to identify 5 SUCs who will share their best practices in the use of Moodle platform. By the way, my greetings also to the participants in this afternoon. Sorry. First to give his sharing is Professor Winston M. Tabada of Visayas State University, entitled Conduct of Online Training for Course Content Management in Moodle. Professor Tabada is a Professor 3 and head of the Department of Computer Science and Technology under the College of Engineering of the Visayas State University since 2004. He has been using Moodle since 2008 as learning management system to all BS Computer Science subjects he handled. He studied artificial intelligence at Edith Cowan University, Australia. Our second resource person who will share the topic, technical specification and features of SSU's Moodle platform, is Mr. Zaldi A. Habiniar of Samar State University. He is the ICT director of the said university from 2004 to present, and earned his Master of Science in Information Technology at the Eastern-Visayas State University. He is a professional multi-platform developer and system database administrator for 15 years. Our third resource speaker will share about lived experiences of BIPSU in the use of Moodle as a learning management system. Is no other than Mr. Ludi B. Soliva from the Biliran Province State University. He is the web administrator and data protection officer of the said university. He already completed his academic requirement, leading to Master of Science in Information Technology. He is also awarded as the best junior faculty during the NSU Issue Award Night on October 2008. Our fourth resource person will share on the topic Moodle plugins is no other than Dr. Alex Cirilia Bacalia of Southern Leyte State University. He occupies several administrative positions such as Department Head of the GIS Technology Center from 2015 to 2016. He also served as Department Head of the Computer Studies and Information Technology from 2000 to 2015. He earned his Doctor in Information Technology at AMA University, Quezon City, and Master of Science in Teaching major in Computer Science at the University of Cebu, Cebu City. To hone further his skills, he attended trainings on advanced robotics, Java programming, among others. Our last but definitely not the least resource person is coming from the Eastern-Visayas State University. He will share on the topic about book style of Moodle with emphasis on monitoring of students' attendance and use of Moodle apps online. Is no other than Dr. Danilo B. Pulma. He holds expertise through attendance in several trainings and seminars in engineering, information technology, and management. For the furtherance of his career, he completed his Master of Management degree at the University of the Philippines in the Visayas, Tacloban City, and earned his doctoral degree in management at the University of San Jose Recoletos in Cebu City. He has an ardent interest in ICT, which earned him 3 international certifications, namely Microsoft Certified Professional in 2004, International Computer Driving License Start Certificate in 2007, and Linux Professional Institute 1 Certification in 2007, and has completed the CCNA Instructors Training. He also served as either a consultant or resource speaker of projects with DILG and DICT. He had accepted challenging administrative designations in the university, such as Dean of the College of Engineering from 2005 to 2017, and Director of ITTDC from 2002 to 2013 of EBSU. He is currently the officer in charge of EBSU Ormoc City Campus and concurrently designated as the Director of the ICT Center of the university. So ladies and gentlemen, a warm virtual clap to our 5 resource persons. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dipas, for the very generous introduction of our resource persons. So at this point, we would like to hear our first speaker from the Visayas State University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Winston M. Tabada.
Oh, okay. 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 Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. My salutation to the Southern Leyte State University President, Dr. Pros Ivy Yepes, the chair of the Eastern-Visayas Flexible Learning Management System Consortium, our PESU President, Dr. Edgardo Tolen, the co-chair of this consortium, to EBSU President, Dr. Dominador Aguirre, the host of this event, to EBSU Vice President, Dr. Dennis Dipas, to Dr. Jerry Dicades, and to the LCU Vice President, Dr. Jean Costillas, one of the women behind these 2 days activities. To our fellow resource persons of this afternoon activities, and of course to all active participants of this webinar. This afternoon, This afternoon, I will be sharing our best practices on building the capabilities of our faculty members on delivering flexible learning using Moodle to our students. Now, the university has already established the e-learning, the Moodle server, and we put this into this website, the e-learning.bsu.edu.ph, and everybody can have a view of this website. And as you can see, we have the different courses offered by the different by the 5 university. Now, features of our models of our Moodle server. The platform or the operating systems that we are using is Linux, and it's Ubuntu, and I'm not sure of. I think we are using the latest version of Ubuntu. The Moodle version is 3.8.2, and the environment is on-premise, meaning we are hosting our own Moodle server. Now, the university has an internet bandwidth of 100+ megabits per second. Now, we also have 2 authentication scheme. Now, we use the single sign-on for faculty, and then the normal login for students. So this portion is where the faculty would log in to our Moodle server, and students will log in through this facility. So this is in us using for the faculty. We usually just click, and actually it will only accept this email domain. We have the at bsu.edu.ph, and I noticed that it will also accept gmail.com, and I think I will ask our system ad that I think we should limit only to bsu.edu.ph, because of the risk that other having a Gmail account can get inside our e-learning. Okay, so this is how the workload Okay, so this is the process flow. So we have here we have the faculty, the course creator, and right now I am serving as the course creator, then the university registrar, and of course our students. Now, in the faculty, I think bubble 1. Yeah, actually this is a data flow diagram symbol for process. So the faculty register an email to register to the e-learning .bsu.edu.ph, and then email to the course creator the courses that they are going to handle this first semester. So these are the data that they are going to submit or to email to the course creator, and then the course creator will now create the courses and organize them by semester, by degree program, by year level, by college, and by campus. Now we are doing this this structure because to facilitate inventory, that to facilitate inventory of courses or subjects that are being offered by the university. Then, and then of course, all of this will be stored in the Moodle database, and then faculty can now start creating. And this is what we are doing right now I think for the last 2 months, training our faculty how to manage course contents, the contents of the courses that they are going to handle this semester. Then, of course, we for the students enroll, and I think right now we are doing online enrollment. So using our Cumulus, that is our enrollment system or the school information system, and all this data of the students are saved in the SRMS database. And then the university registrar, after the enrollment, the university registrar generate the student profile, and these are the data elements: first name, surname, username, and I think you have seen this with Dr. Jess on how to enroll our students, to bulk enroll. So those are the data, and then the course creator enroll the students to Moodle using this data set, and then it's saved to the Moodle database. And then the registrar also generate the class roster and email, or actually this the class roster is in the form of an Excel file, and then we have the course name, then the list of students enrolled in that class, and then the faculty handling the course or handling the class will enroll that to the Moodle database. So that is the scheme, the system of integrating the student data to our Moodle database. Now, course organization. So we group the courses or subjects according to campus. Then within the campus, we have different colleges, and then in one college, so we have also the different degree programs, and then for every degree program we have year level and the semester of offering. So as you can see on the right side, we have, for example, we have in the aviation main campus, we have the College of Engineering and Technology. Then under the College of Engineering and Technology, we have the Basic Computer Science program. And then we also break it down to by year level. And then right now we are still creating courses that will be offered this first semester. The middle of first semester, we will start creating for the courses that will be offered on the second semester. Okay, then now before the training, actually the Office of the Vice President for Instruction created a committee that will determine the structure or format of the instructional materials. Okay, so and this is what these are the data that we require our faculty to bring or to be with them during the training. So we require them to have a soft copy of the outcome-based teaching and learning syllabus of the course, because this OBTL will be put in the model. Then a course or a subject is modules, and each module is composed of the following. We have the unit number, module 1, and then the title, then lessons overview then learning outcomes, module requirements, lesson discussion, module evaluation and assessment, additional resources and references. For the laboratory manual, or for the laboratory, if the course has a laboratory, actually we did not separate the lecture and the laboratory. So what we did is we put the lecture and the laboratory in one course. So each exercise is composed of the following. We have the exercise number, title, introduction, objectives, materials, procedure or step-by-step procedure, and then additional readings and references if applied. Now, conduct of the online training, we created a classroom in Moodle. Then the training duration is 3 days. And we use Google Meet throughout the duration of the training. We did not use Zoom because the free use of Zoom is only 40 minutes. No? So, and the training is 8 hours. So we use rather than using Zoom, we use the Google Meet, which is free. Now, of course, the participants were required to register first to the e-learning that we issued at edu.biz using their official email address. Email the courses that they are going to handle in the first semester 3 days prior to the training. Because it takes time of creating courses, because you have to organize, not just creating courses, but you have to organize them in such a way that it will be easy to, if you want to search a certain course, it will be easy kung naka-structure siya, no? And then make available soft copies of the OBTL, instructional materials, and other resources. So other resources may include videos from YouTube's. We discourage using videos videos created by our faculty, because videos let us say a 10 minutes video is quite the size is quite big, no? So instead of and it will be heavy for our server, so what we did is we just search the YouTube for those resources, and we just provide a link or embed it to the model. Now, this is what I mean by we create a model classroom. So this is so we use Moodle to train our faculty to learn how to use Moodle. So this is available. Actually, this is available. So So I am the facilitator of this classroom, and I have a number of subjects, and this one. So here we have, this zero. This is where we start creating the courses. Day1, so it's about course management. Then day 2 is about sort of putting some elements to our course front page, and then we also creating questions from or storing questions to the question bank. So, and then we start. We also on the second day we also simulate the conduct of a quiz or examination. Then day 3, we have the back again to the quiz. Then our student. So all of these resources are available for faculty, for our participants to browse. In fact, some of these are taken from the Moodle website or Moodle documentation. Now, of course, any task, there are challenges, and these are the challenges that we have encountered. Now, some participants confirm their attendance at the first day of the training, which causes so much delay of the training. So you expect when you conduct a training, you will encounter this same problem. Even if you have informed them a month before, but I think it's some, actually it's most of the participants will only register to our website, and then at the day of the start of the training, pa sila maghatag o magbigay ng mga subjects that they are going to handle. Now, some participants did not take. Oh, I think I forgot that. This one. Okay. So these are the trainings that we have conducted. So we start conducting training in May 6 to 8. And this training is requested by the College of Engineering and Technology, but other faculty from external campuses join, and even from other colleges. And we have 48 participants for that. And then the second, on the next week, on the second week, we have May 13 up to 15. The College of Nursing also requested this training, and then other faculty from external campus also join, and we only have 21. Now, the College of Management and Economics also requested for training in May 20 to 22. This time we have a big number of participants that joined the training. Then on June 24 to 26, we have the College of Arts and Sciences. And then again, other colleges also, other faculty or faculty from other colleges also join. In fact, not just but even those who already participated in the previous trainings, they also join. No? And this time we have 139. So can you imagine? And by the way, Google Meet can handle only about 255 users. No. Then next week we are going to have another training in Moodle for the intended for the College of Education, and there are also other faculty from other colleges also would like also to join in this training. Again, let's go back to the challenges. Some participants did not take seriously the training because of doubts that online learning implementation of their courses are not possible. No? Are not possible. That is their, especially those courses that requires, like for example, surveying. They think they cannot. So some did not. I mean, they just observe, but some did not really, put something into their course. And of course, a number of participants were IT challenged and have difficulty to catch up the pace of the training. Take note, this is just a 3 days training, and then some parang first time encounter this software, so some have really difficulties. And of course, what we did is, I'm acting as the facilitator, but I asked also some faculty from the department to help me facilitate, to help those who are really behind to catch up. And I think that ends my sharing of best practices and in the conduct of training in Moodle. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tabada, for the very generous sharing with the pictures of your Moodle facility. Thank you so much, sir. So we now go to our next speaker from the Samar State University. Ladies and gentlemen, our speaker on technical specifications and features of SSU's Moodle platform is Professor Saldi Habinyar.
Walang sound. Sir,
hello.
Walang sound.
Okay. Pwede na?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sige po. Sige, ganyan na lang. Share screen. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Zaldi Habinyar from Samar State University, and I will be presenting the technical specification of our current LMS platform. Right now, our LMS is hosted in HostGator under shared web hosting business plan. Right now, it's actually we're only paying around less than 5,000 a year. Although this is actually for a normal website, but since we already have hosting, then we just used it also for our LMS. But we are currently monitoring if this can be capable in using around 1,000 of user. But for now, it's capable around 100 accounts using simultaneously. But we are already prepared and ready to upgrade it to the next version, which is the virtual private server. And this will be supposedly the technical specification, but we did not upgrade it yet because the capacity, just looking at the disk space, the available is only around 240 gigs. While the current subscriptions that we have right now, we have around 1 terabyte. So although the VP is very fast, but we might have problem later on when it comes to disk capacity. So right now we are still under monitoring if the current subscriptions that we have will be capable enough to handle all of the students. If not, then we will, in a way, the migration will be easy once we actually decide to upgrade to the next version or subscription. So right now, this is our web hosting, shared web hosting business plan. And this is our current Moodle platform. The same with other university, the design, the appearance, or the theme is still under development, but technically, all of the contents are actually functional. We already have more than 3,000 courses added, and we are still ongoing in the enrollment. More than 1,000 students have been added already, including the users and faculties. And we have also installed, like for example, looking into the address bar of that image, we have installed also SSL or HTTPS for security, for additional security in the connection to our platform. And this is actually the version of our model right now. We installed our platform just last week of May. And during that time, this was the latest version. But unfortunately, after a few days, nag-release yung model ng new version, which is 3.9. And it was a major version released. And right now, we are still ongoing on the enrollment. So we were not able to upgrade it yet, though we are trying it in another site, a temporary site where we are actually installing or upgrading so that that new version will work. And once it works on that temporary site, then that's the time that we will update it to the live site. Because this is already a live site, and we are actually undergoing enrollment, and there are even some faculty who are using already the system. So right now, that's this one, the latest version 3.9, just released around June 15. And before we actually started adding data into our platform, we actually decided first to have this kind of terms and references. It's like a standard where everybody will be basing this kind of information so that everybody will have an idea. It's like a data dictionary in terms of programming where all of us, when it comes to, for example, adding users or whatsoever, there will be bases that we will be using. So these are just some of the example. For example, users, name should not be in all caps. So this is an example, con Zalde, Z, capital Z, and then the rest small letter. So a camel type or a camel case type naming convention. And then for the students, it would be very difficult if we will use their name or last name. So what we use instead is their student ID for their account. In a way, what will be seen in the grades or in the courses are their actual name. But for the username, we decided that it should be the student ID, the faculty username. So these are the references that we decided. It's like a guideline or do you call this? A guidelines that we will follow in adding all of the records into the system. Like for example, the courses, like Sir presented earlier, they have also categorized or organized their courses, the same as what we have done also. But in our case, we are already added complete. We have already added all of the complete courses that we are offering right now using this kind of categorization. So we have decided also, like for example, the cohorts. How do we manage the sectioning of the students? The course format that we will be using. So this we have actually this kind of terms and references for us to know what data we will be adding into the platform. So this is an example. This is actual data in our back end. So as you can see on the right side of the image, those are the courses added into that section. So in the left side, those are actually the category. It's like the diagram as mentioned by Sir Winston. In our case, we have different campuses. There's SU Main, Basay, Mercedes. Under those campuses, all of the colleges, also the business, the program course offering are also listed under that campus. Like this one, SSU Main, under that one, the colleges here in the main campus. So one is College of Art and Sciences, and then there are other like engineering, nursing, and education. And under that College of Art and Sciences is the BS Infotech, and then the year level. So actually, there's no right and wrong in terms of categorization, but this will give us a lot of flexibility on the administration side later on if you want to expand, to manage, or to edit something in the back end. Most of the case kasi is they just add courses in their model. What will happen is later on, there might be some confusions. Like for example, we know that there are the same subjects that are being offered on different courses programs. So if you just did not use this categorization, that really later on it will become a problem. So this is what we did. And right now we have more than let me share you something. Course. Oops. Can you see my screen? Can you still see my screen?
Yes, Aldi, it's okay.
Okay. So right now, as you can see, the total courses are around 3,248. So we have finished adding all of the courses that we will be offering this coming first semester, and then the bridging, and there were some added for the summer classes kasi ginamit na po ito. And then right now, aside from the faculty who are using this system, there are also students who were enrolled already in this platform. And right now, all of the users are around 1,326. So we are still ongoing on the enrollment. We are expecting to have this around 8,000 more or less. So that's why the design, we will just implement that one later on. It's because we are still ongoing on the enrollment. So I will be going back to the presentation. So that's it, the organization of classroom. Same with Sir Winston presented earlier. And on the student side, it will look like this one in the just below the subject or the course title. So it is also organized that this system analysis and design subject is being offered for this section, IT3A, third year, Abyss Infotech, CAS, under this main campus. So it's actually just a way of organizing the courses, but later on it will really give a lot of flexibility when it comes to managements of the courses. Take note, LMS is actually the tool to manage courses, and if you forgot or did not utilize this kind of management or organization, I'm sure later on it will become a lot of trouble. And aside from managing the courses, we have also organized the accounts, of course, the administrators, because we are the one who will be managing on the back end, like what Sir Winston said, may mga course manager. Actually, there are a lot, Moodle is really very flexible. You can even assign permission for a certain course or for a certain major or a program major level, or even the department level, or even system-wide administration. So what we did is we have grouped different users As you can see right now, there are SSU administrator, there's are the software administrator, and then there are also administrator for Paranas, for other campuses, and then for specific colleges. Now, the purpose of this grouping is we wanted these certain groups to be assigned on a certain group of courses also. Meaning, for the admin in Paranas campus, they are only allowed or will be capable only to do changes to those courses that are added in their campus. Likewise, they cannot access other campuses or courses that were added in other campus or in other colleges also. So, like for example, this one, in the right side of, in the right image, those are the available courses as I have shown earlier. But on the left side, I used an account that is limited to College of Arts and Sciences, and you can see it can only access courses under that colleges. Courses that were offered in other campuses and other colleges are not shown. Means there will be no overlapping. It's because if you do not organize this kind of rules and permissions, there might be some problem later on. There might be cases that, oh, kahit bakit nag-change yung subject or content, baka ginalaw ng ibang administrator. With this one, although Moodle has kind of what do you call this one? Logs or what's this? Activity logs, but having a proper design system roles or permission will actually improve a lot of the flow or of the operation. So that's it. That's the purpose of having organized the user and the courses so that later you can actually properly assign also. In that way, there will be no overlapping or no chances of other courses might be changed by other administrator. And it will really become easy for a certain administrator because what they can say are just the things that they can edit also. And since our account, since we have our G Suite application, our university have actually subscribed this one. That's why we were pushing in the beginning to use Google Classroom because we wanted to maximize the G Suite apps that we have. But since Moodle yung gagamitin natin, we actually synchronized all of our user accounts into our G Suite apps accounts. So all of the students, faculty, and administrator have their corresponding email also. And since this is G Suite apps, that includes their Google Drive. So one of our major problem, I'm sure not only our university, this will be the case also of other SUC, is as I have shown earlier, even the virtual private server has only around 240 gigs disk capacity. Although the current version that we have right now has 1 terabyte, but the purpose of having this LMS is for at least around 5 years. Now, for that long, there might be some faculty who will be uploading a lot of files. In our case, like Sir Winston said, for bigger file size, they limit that one to be embedded only. In our case also, it's the same. 50 MB below, they can upload that into our hosting, but 50 above, they have to upload it into their Google Cloud, Google Drive, and then they can actually embed it into the platform. No need to upload it to other site because what we did is, since we have this Moodle platform and we have this Google G Suite apps, we actually integrated that one using this authentication. And what happened is each faculty, since we have our Google Drive, it's also available. It become available as their personal drive in our Moodle platform. Though the current disk capacity that we have right now is around, let's say, 1 terabyte, each faculty has more than, let's say, 100 gigabytes since we have G Suite Business Application subscription. More or less, let's say, each faculty has 1 terabyte or 100 gigabyte. Then that can actually supplement the problem that we might face in the disk capacity given by the hosting. Just imagine 1,000 faculty having 100 gigs. How many is that? So that is actually one advantage of integrating the G Suite and then the model. So it's actually like this. I will show you an example. So this one, I have actually added this one. Instead of uploading directly all of the IMs into our model site, if it's more than 50 MB, that is part of our terms and reference. It's like guidelines of what we will do or procedures using model. What I did with this one is I have actually, oops, let's say I will just add another one, add. So I can select Google Drive, and these are actually the files and folders in my Google Drive. If I access my Google Drive, so right now in my Google Drive, I have 17.7 gigabyte used already, this one. So just imagine, it's like it will multiply our disk capacity given by the hosting if we integrate it into our Google Drive. So from this example, where am I? Oops. So I'll try to add another one. File. So let's say I will try to access this one, this case tools. Then I can actually integrate it in my instructional. That's it. Now, on the student side, that will be available also. So this is, in this browser, I used an administrator account, but on the side of student, this one, I'm using a different account on this browser. So these two are files coming from Google Drive. So this will actually supplement our problem in terms of this capacity provided by the host server. So again, let me continue. Okay. And then next is, actually Moodle has 3 types of application. The one that we currently see are the browser-based application. The next type is the mobile app of the Moodle application. And then the third one, the same with the mobile app, but it is actually compiled to become an installer for desktop Windows. But the same technology are actually inside it with the mobile app. So it's using JavaScript and then Chrome engine. But it can be installed locally in every PC. But for this case, I will be presenting to you the Moodle mobile app. So I guess everyone knows about this one. But there are actually different options of the mobile app. There is a free version, though they can actually access their website, but there are a lot of limitations. The Pro, same also, there are limitations. And then actually there are additional comparison that were not shown. But the one that I'm going to show for our case is actually the branded Moodle app. And right now, we're happy to tell you that our mobile app is actually live on Google Play, and there are already a lot of students and faculty who downloaded and installed this one into their mobile app. Take note, based from our survey, a lot of students confirmed that they do not have PC or laptop in their houses, but most of them have smartphones. So probably we can utilize that one as our medium for this LMS that we have, that we are actually implementing, this flexible learning that we are actually pushing right now. So that's it. Our program is already live, and then there are a lot of students who installed this one. Now, what is the difference with compared with the browser app? Actually, they're almost the same, but the main function or the difference of the mobile app is it is capable of downloading the contents. For example, let's say a student, wala siyang internet, pwede siya pumunta muna sa mga kiosk, or let's say mag-activate muna siya ng ilang minuto lang, and then once nagkaroon na siya ng internet, download niya yung mga resources. Even quiz can be downloaded if the timer is not set, can be downloaded. After ma-download nila yung mga resources, they can already go home, study the resources, even take the quizzes, and then once they are ready for submission, they can actually go online again and then submit of what they have done. Not necessarily that they are always connected, because the difference with this one compared with the browser based is the browser based should have internet connection while they are accessing the platform, while the mobile app, it's not necessary. So this is the current platform mobile app that we have, the startup, the login form, calendar, and then the menus. This is the same course. In the second image, the same course as I have shown earlier. The third image, actually, the process of taking the quiz that was inside of that course. And then the fourth image is an image showing that resources and quizzes can be downloaded. So that's it. Okay, thank you. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Saldi Habinyar, for the very generous sharing of your best practices, in in Samar State University. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, sir.
Someone mentioned that some of the demonstration are not seen. Siya ba?
Yes,
so
yes, sir.
Sorry.
So
anyway, if there are some questions later on, I can show it again.
We'll have the questions later during the open forum.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. So we will now be moving on to the next speaker. Our resource speaker comes from Biliran Island Province State University, in the person of Professor Ludi B. Suliva, who will be talking about the lived experiences of BIPSU in the use of Moodle as a learning management system. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Professor Ludi Suliva.
Good afternoon, Eastern-Visayas. It is an honor to be given the opportunity to share and to listen to the best practices of the different schools in delivering quality education to our students despite the pandemic we are facing. Before I proceed to my talk, let me introduce myself first. I am Ludi B. Suliva, a website administrator of bipsu.edu.ph, and at the same time, one of the member of the team MIS in our university who administer and design the learning management system using the Moodle framework. Same thing to you, are the Biliran Province State University living experiences in the learning management framework that we are using. So, just a review, when we speak of learning management system, it refers to a web-based program that administers the development, delivery, and management of content related to education or training. The learning management system concept emerged directly from e-learning. This concept is not new to us. In fact, we do have a lot of existing LMS with some faculty and students all around the globe. I know some of you already experience LMS in your postgraduate studies or in your activities in classes. To name a few, we have Google Classroom, Schoology, and of course, Moodle, an open source learning management platform which BIPSU utilizes in the delivery of its program offerings in the new normal. Even before the pandemic, our teachers in the university have been exposed to and been using several LMS available, but why do we choose Moodle among all LMS platforms? In the context of educational theory, Moodle was grounded on the concept of social constructivism, where it claims that learning is particularly useful when it comes to creating something to experience for others, where the students may be viewed as being actively interested in creating sense. Teaching with that approach looks at what students can evaluate, explore, interact, communicate, create, and produce based on what they already learned rather than what data, skills, and process they can paddle. With the same principle in mind, we believe that using Moodle with its built-in feature can help students be more active in learning, especially during this pandemic, with proper guidance of the teacher. Moreover, the Moodle represents one of the most widely used open source in learning platforms that enables the creation of course website, ensuring their access only to enrolled students. This platform allowed exchange of information among user geographical dispersed through mechanism of synchronous chats and asynchronous communication, discussions, forums. In functional perspective, it has easily configurable features, allowing the creation of students' assessment processes, like quizzes, online tests, and surveys, as well as managing their tasks with their timetable, besides offering a wide variety of complementary tools to support the teaching and learning process. Again, the following features Moodle also encourage us to opt for Moodle as our LMS. First, it is an open source. And as an LMS, it is designed to support both teaching and learning. Moodle delivers a powerful set of learner-centric tools and collaborative learning environments that empowers both teaching and learning. Third is scalable to any size. From a few students to a million of users, Moodle can be scaled to support the needs of both small classes and large organizations because of its flexibility and scalability. Moodle has been adapted for use across education, business, non-profit, government, and community contexts. Fourth, easy to use, simple interface, drag and drop features, and well-documented resources, along with ongoing usability improvements, make Moodle easy to learn and use, and it supports online, offline, easy to track progress of every learners, support mobile and desktop-based application. The system can simulate complex processes of education, real-life education. It has a comprehensive multi-level user management system that supports the typical players in an educational process: student, tutor, curriculum author, student administrator, and more can be restructured to educational process and user access. As part of our best practices, we have used Moodle application in launching our online admission for our incoming first year student, which is still ongoing. You notice there are 3,564 users as of now. These are only uh, aspirant first year applicants. This is a few of the best practices of the BIPSO learning management system. We choose this as our best practices because administering online admission is the most unique way that we experience. It's different now from what we experience in the old normal because of the pandemic we're going through now. But it's not new to us on this platform. On a matter of fact, some of my colleagues graduated last year on their doctorate degree in information technology, which also a product of distance education. Going through the online admission assessment, why we considered it as our best practice. We utilize to use BIPSO LMS for online admission exam, so we can easily manage results, overview of exams, item analysis, and user reports of the applicants who take the online admission exam of BIPSO. Yes, it's true. We don't not know who are answering it, but the applicant gives hard time to answer all questions because the question can be shuffled. Choices 2 is shuffled by the system. The application helps the administering committee on facilitating the exams and give us much faster way in consolidating data and giving feedback to our stakeholders that applying for the course they applied for. Second, why BIPSO LMS cloud-based architecture? The BIPSO can handle thousands of users simultaneously thanks to cloud-based technology solutions that are designed to meet the needs of our faculty and students of all sizes, which includes onboarding and support features that help ensure everyone is empowered and productive. The university invests on the Amazon Web Services. Yes, it's slightly expensive, but it caters for its purpose. No? We in the BIPSO MIS decided to transfer to cloud technology because of our previous experiences that we encounter and give us temporary headache during our pilot tests. That's why we resolved to this strategy. BIPSO LMS of the university use dual architecture. This technology is dedicated only to our BIPSO learning management platform to have the easiest and the fastest way solutions. We apply it to our web host provider for dedicated server space so that traffic surge on other websites have no effect on performance. We know that cloud platform, Amazon Web Services, is using the high-end virtual technology. BIPSO LMS of the university use dual architecture that dedicated only for web server, for Apache and uh, CentOS Linux, dedicated for database server, for fast processing of requests from the different users in using learning management system. The BIPSO LMS can accommodate thousands of users simultaneous access to the server, which is a cloud-based. Our suggest, based on our experience, if you don't want to repair hard time to any failure, if there's a flood of user accessing your Moodle, it better opt to move it to the dedicated server. Now, on this page, I will talk about what we experienced also during our live testing on simultaneous pilot testing of BIPSO LMS. We conduct pilot testing last June 24 for online admission assessment to test the capability and flexibility of Moodle. We did not yet advise our examinees to use mobile and desktop platform for Moodle, but we advise them to use the web browser in accessing our Moodle. Now, uh, this was our experiences when our Moodle is in the shared web hosting that time. No? And we not yet anticipated that we feel this part already to test the performance of the Moodle. Yes, we failed on our first attempt, but that's part of our testing. Yes, experience is the best teacher. And most of us in the IT field is doing this kind of technique or strategy to test always to the limit, which is trial and error. We encounter technical problem. This error is coming when around 25 to 60 or more students participating simultaneously in online tests on Moodle website. The reason is that due to surge of user access, then the BIPSO LMS down the time. We try to resolve too many connection error. Now we set max connections sitting in MySQL, but the problem is on the shared host where we park our website and our LMS because the shared host cannot handle traffic surges and other websites slow down. And we encounter database connection failed in our end. That's why our solution is to transfer it in a cloud-based technology and problem solved. Kaya hanggang ngayon, hindi na kami nagkita pang muli. Next is, we try another experiment. We installed Moodle 3.9, no? But I suggest, especially to those new to this version, don't install Moodle 3.9. There is a lot of bugs. No? We are fond of installing useful plugins that used by our faculty in teaching to make their teaching tools or resources more handy. Now, these plugins requiring attention. We resolve this issue in accessing the directory file manager of our cPanel and delete the plugins that cause incompatibility support of the program because 3.9 version has a lot of bugs and not supported for some plugins. Now, our solution is to downgrade to 3.8 stable. And now, the system error solved. After the challenge encounter in our end, we finally established a good flexible learning management system in our university using the platform. Moodle version 3.8 stable. The challenge is to produce engaging and shared content in a stable manner. Because in our BIPSO LMS, we do our best to ensure stability, efficiency, and flexibility to make it balanced. Now, we already established and ready to face new challenges in this new normal. That's why most of our aspirant BIPSOnistas students, we encourage them to install mobile and desktop version of Moodle for their own comfort and easy access. Those are live experiences of BIPSO in the use of Moodle as learning management system. Thank you very much, Team LMS Consortium, for this opportunity and congratulations to all.
Thank you so much, Professor Ludis Oliva, for sharing with us the lived experiences of your university in the use of the Moodle as a learning management system. So we have actually heard your justification why you opt for the Moodle as your learning platform. So thank you so much, sir. Okay, we now go to our next speaker, the one that will share with us their experience from the Southern Leyte State University. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Dr. Alex Bacalia, who will talk about Moodle plugins. Dr. Bacalia, please. while waiting for Dr. Bacalia, we have actually in the chat box, we have there the link for the certificate of participation, but there are comments that we are reading now that it's no longer accepting the participation, no? So maybe our in charge for the certificates will try to make the necessary corrections on that. So again, we would like to welcome our next speaker from Southern Leyte State University, Dr. Alex Bacalia.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to all the participants for this afternoon's activity, the
Good
sharing.
afternoon, Sir Alex.
Yeah. Good afternoon to all the participants for this afternoon's activity, the sharing of experiences among SUCs.
Good afternoon.
So, especially to the SUC presidents who are with us this afternoon. So, my presentation this afternoon is all about sharing how SLSU started using Moodle, then until plugins. So, maybe this presentation or this sharing of experiences will be helpful to those SUCs who are still new to Moodle, and I hope you will get some lessons from these experiences. So let me start my sharing by recalling how SLSU started using Moodle. So it was November of 2002 that Attorney Gusoko spearheaded a seminar on e-learning methodologies in Manila. So we were there. We learned how e-learning will be implemented. So as soon as we were back to our station, I drafted a proposal to offer e-learning or blended learning strategies in SLSU. However, since during that time, there are still gray areas in e-learning methodologies. So yung mga proposal ko is palaging nadi-deny. So always hanggang academic council lang. So however, even though hindi palaging na-approve yung mga proposal natin, but still the department, because we're still our college was still called department during this time. So we decided to go on using Moodle in our department as learning strategies. So in the year 2011, we started installing Moodle using an ordinary computer. We installed Moodle, deploy it in the internet, and the next problem was how to convince the instructors, the professors, in using Moodle. So yun ang pinaka-first na challenge. Then the second challenge was the slow internet connection. So during those time, ang internet connection namin, or ang internet connection in the Eastern-Visayas is, ang nag-provide is the Bayantel. So alam naman natin, napakahina ng internet connection during that time. Then, third challenge that we experienced was the lack of support from the administration because hindi na-approve yung mga proposal natin sa academic council. So walang masyadong budget na nakukuha to implement e-learning. However, hindi pa rin yun ang nagiging hadlang na hindi kami mag-push sa Moodle. So that is why ang pinakaunang best consider na best practice ko was teaching our instructor to use Moodle. Pero during that time, hindi pa ako convenient. Parang ayaw kong mag-conduct ng training kasi ako alam ko hindi pa masyadong magaling sa Moodle during that time. So, hindi naman ako makapag-request ng mga speaker from other like Manila, Cebu because walang ang budget. So that's why ang best practice ko was kine-consider kong best practice namin was the self-paced learning. So ang ginawa ko, naghanap ako ng and this best practice maybe still magagamit ngayon. Other universities who are still starting to use Moodle, they can practice also this one. So ginawa ko, I downloaded ebook. I downloaded an ebook, print ko, that was around 400 pages. Pinabind ko, and linagay ko doon sa center table ng faculty room. And I told our faculty na, okay, kung sinong gustong mag-aral ng Moodle, ito yung guide, ito yung libro. Pagkatapos may server na tayo. To my surprise, everybody is taking turn in reading the book. So everybody is learning at their own pace. So ito yung pinakaunang book. Ito yung book na dinownload ko, ebook, Moodle for Dummies, first edition, which is pinabind ko. Ngayon, through this book, everybody is learning. So ito yung best practices ko. So maybe for those issues who are still new to Moodle, kasi mahina yung internet connection natin ngayon dahil sa pandemic, so maybe you can download your ebook, then let the faculty of your department or of your colleges to read the book, then follow the instructions using Moodle with the aid of the server. So, ang content pala ng book na to is kompleto na siya. Yan. So, yun ang first best practice na ginagamit namin. Then, second best practice na kine-consider ko is keep it light. So, alam naman natin during that time na talagang mahina yung internet connection. So, we are having problem. Our students are complaining the slow download of their learning materials. So that's why we decided na kailangan nating i-maintain na yung mga files, learning materials na ina-upload natin sa Moodle site natin, talagang we will limit the file size. So that's why we have a policy of keeping our Moodle site simple. We avoid images so that madali siyang ma-download. And talagang no large file upload. So pag may mga video tutorials, kailangan i-convert muna namin into a smaller format or chop the video files or video tutorials to smaller chunks so that mas madali lang i-download ng mga estudyante. So yun ang second best practice na ginawa namin. But eventually, talagang lumulobo yung mga files na in-upload ng mga instructors at saka ng mga estudyante, kaya nag-migrate kami into a bigger server, talagang server na. And during that time, we installed Moodle 2.9 for our HP server. So for the last best practice na kino-consider namin is the plugins. So ito na. Because na-perfect na namin yung mga professor, mga instructors, marunong na silang mag-Moodle. Yung server namin stable na. So we are now moving forward to using plugins for Moodle. So what are plugins? So plugin enables administration to add additional features and functionality to Moodle, such as new activities, new questions types, and new reports. So, sa pagpili ng mga plugin, it can be challenging because kailangan i-identify muna natin what are really needed. Each faculty will identify ano talagang kinakailangan nila to enhance their learning experience, teaching experience using Moodle. So, for example, for math teachers, kailangan natin mag-install ng mga plugins na mas madali silang mag-create ng mga questions, math solving problem questions. For IT, kailangan namin mag-upload or maggamit ng plugins na yung mga source code ng mga programs na pinapakita namin sa mga estudyante is na-maintain ang format. So yun. So how are we going to identify what plugins are really needed? So number one is Google. You can simply Google it, just like that, tap Google plugins, then it will give suggestions on top plugins available. So, kagaya niyan. However, the official plugin site for Moodle is this website. Sa moodle.org/plugins/index. Nandito lahat ito yung repository ni Moodle for all the plugins na pwedeng magamit natin sa ating Moodle site. Okay, we will visit this site. So, ito yung repository ng lahat ng plugins na pwede nating magamit sa Moodle. For example, if you are teaching mathematics, you can simply type math, then search. Then, dyan, these are all the plugins that can be used for teaching mathematics. Okay, if you will be teaching statistics, these are all the plugins na pwede mong magamit when you are going to teach statistics. So sa amin, dahil sa IT kami, so programming. Yan. So ito yung mga plugins na pwede nating magamit for in teaching programming languages. So, try natin. For this particular plugin, ito.
Sir Alex?
Yes, ma'am.
Ang nakita yung PowerPoint presentation mo lang.
Ay, PowerPoint. Ay, sorry. Sige, close. Okay. So, ulitin natin. Teka. Kaya muna natin itong link. Okay. So, ito yung website.
Sir, wala pa po yung share screen po ninyo, sir.
Wala pa din. Close ko na lang itong PowerPoint ko. Yun. Okay na, sir?
Okay na, sir.
Okay. So, ito yung website kung saan natin pwede ma-download yung mga plugins that will help us in teaching what particular subjects nga kailangan natin. So, for example, you will be teaching mathematics. So, you can simply type math, then click search. So, these are the plugins na pwede mong magamit for teaching mathematics. Okay? So, for example, if you will be teaching statistics, search. So, ito yung mga plugins na pwede mo magamit in teaching statistics. Okay? So, sa amin, dahil nasa IT kami, so, programming. So, for IT instructors, pwede silang pumunta dito para maghanap ng mga plugins na pwede nilang magamit. Now, let's try this one. The Proforma A programming task. So, ito yung description ng plugin. Ito yung version. So, this plugin can be used in Moodle 3.9, 3.8, 3.7, and 3.6. So, you can simply download this plugin. Then, pag ma-download mo na, punta ka sa Moodle site. But only administrators can install plugin. So for those instructors na gustong gumamit ng plugin, you can simply go to your administrator and ask them to install what particular plugin you will be using in your class. So, okay, let's try. Saan ba yun? Ayaw. Admin. Okay. So after you downloaded the plugin, you can log in as administrator, then go to site administration. Then under the plugins, click the plugins tab, install plugin. Then choose the file which you downloaded earlier. So choose. So I downloaded it from the desktop. For example, this one. Then click upload. Then go ahead install. So pag click mo, mag-install siya. Okay. Okay, continue. Okay, may recommend siya na other plugin na pwede nating install. So, which is supporting plugin so to that plugin that we installed earlier. So, install din natin. Continue. Okay. Okay, that's it. Okay. Save changes. So, tapos na. So, let's log in as instructor because this is administrator account. Log out muna natin. Let's log in. Okay, let's go to my class, object-oriented programming. Okay, so for example, in introduction to object-oriented programming, gusto mong gumawa ng quiz. Okay, so let's say for example, this one. You want your, gusto mo itong ipadebug ng mga estudyante mo. This program, gusto mong ipadebug ng mga estudyante mo. So, it is very, the formatting, the indentation, the color, is essential for our students para mas madali nilang madebug. So, if you are going to copy and paste this into our Moodle, for example, let's go back to our Moodle. Let's create a quiz. Turn editing on. Add activity. Quiz. Let's say quiz 1. Save. Okay, ito yung quiz 1 natin. So, kailangan muna nating mag-add ng question. Add yung question. Now, earlier, I have installed this one. Pero hindi itong dinidemo kanina na in-install ko kasi sa math yun. Ito sa programming language, Proform A task. So ito ngayon yung gagamitin natin dahil yung quiz natin is about debugging. So, lagyan natin debug. Okay. Java problem 1. So gusto mong ipa-debug yung so ngayon i-paste natin yung as you can see yung formatting, yung color ng code natin nare-retain niya. Because if hindi natin gagamitan ng Proform A, yung code mo, hindi niya ma-retain yung color, yung indentation, at iba pa dahil plain text lang ang mangyari pag hindi mo ginagamitan ng plugin na to. So pag save na natin, ay, file name. error. Teka. Ano ba yan? Ito. Bakit ayaw? Yun. Okay. Ano ba yan? Ito. Actually, may ginawa na ako dito. Teka ha, balik tayo. Bakit? May ginawa na ako dito. So, start natin. So, titake natin yung quiz. Okay. Itong error. Bago. Bakit ayaw ma-save? Wala namang error. Wala namang conversion. Ayaw. Okay. Balikan natin. Hindi gumagana. Okay. So, ewan ko bakit hindi gumagana. So, yun lang. Basta gusto nating mag-download ng mga plugins, punta lang tayo dito. Then, you can simply search for whatever plugin na hanap. Yeah. So, yun. That's it. So, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Alex Bacalia, for the very informative inputs, but difficult.
Yeah. Tinatry ko kanina, okay siya, pero bakit ayaw ngayon?
Okay na po yun. Sige po. Thank you so much, sir, again.
Thank you. Welcome.
We now go to our last but not the least resource person. Royalty comes last. Royalty because he's from us. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is Dr. Danilo B. Puluma. He will be speaking about book style of Moodle with emphasis on monitoring of students' attendance and the use of Moodle apps online. Dr. Puluma, please.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
I think I cannot share my slides. Is my audio okay? Hello.
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so a pleasant afternoon first to our respected administrators from the Commission on Higher Education and the state universities in Region 8, and to my colleagues and servants in the government service. First of all, I would like to apologize for I have changed my title because I was a little bit worried that my topic will be discussed by our resource speaker yesterday and this morning. However, I noted also that what I have prepared also duplicates the other topics. So anyway, that makes my presentation much easier. I hope my screen is already visible.
Yes, sir. It's okay.
Yes, sir. Is it? Okay. Okay, so my new topic for this afternoon is about our Moodle experience. So this is about the experience of EBSU in the use of Moodle. So to give you a short history of the use of Moodle of Eastern-Visayas State University, about school year 2011-2012, we had our first Moodle site installed here in our campus. We use local resources, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank the person who encouraged and introduced Moodle to Eastern-Visayas State University. No other than a good friend from Visayas State University, Professor Winston Tabada. Thank you, sir, for that generosity. And notice that starting school year 2011-2012, we have about 3,265 users. The version of the Moodle that is seen on the screen is version 2.5. We have been using this for so many years. We started using Moodle. The first Moodle that was installed was version 2.3. And with that version 2.3, we're able to enroll a lot of subjects, mostly from the College of Engineering. And for this school year, we have prepared another Moodle site. This time, the URL is lms.ebsu.edu.ph. Our old Moodle site has a URL of moodle.ebsu.ph. But still, it is working because some of my students, especially in the graduate school, are still enrolled in that Moodle site. So for school year 2020-21, we will be using the BOST theme of the Moodle version 3.8.2. Why do we use 3.8, 3.2 when there is already 3.9, version 3.9? As they have said, it is a good practice to use a version below. So probably when version 4.0 ma-release na, so that's the time that we will be upgrading to version 3.9. So with this site now that we have, it is more color and much better than the version 2.5 that we have used, especially that our old Moodle site was only used as a supplement to the face-to-face approach conducting classes. Now that we are assuming and considering the fact that we will not be able to hold face-to-face classes this coming semester, so practically we are trying our very best to make our Moodle site more attractive so that our students would love to use it. Okay, my next topic is about the savings. Why did I say savings? Since 2012 that we have been using Moodle, last month we were able to receive a proposal from one of the Moodle partners, and that proposal was they called the standard package. The standard package will cost us about not less than 2 million pesos, considering that we have a lot of students. This standard package includes, of course, the hosting and other basic Moodle activities such as installation, setup, and customization. And this also include trainings and consultancy and service and support to either admins or end users. So for 2 million pesos, we will be having a support. And of course, the hosting also will be done by them. If we will not include hosting, the proposal is about 1,045,000 pesos per year. So this only includes, again, from the basic Moodle installation, setup, and customization up to the support. So that means if we have an average, supposed to be average cost of 1 million pesos per year for hosting and services by a Moodle partner, Moodle experts who will help us in running the Moodle site. From 2012 up to 2020, EBSU was already saved about 8 million pesos and will continue to save million of pesos because we intend to use our local resources. We intend to use our existing server, which is a rack mount server with 128 gigabit of RAM and 4 terabyte hard disk. So it based on the discussion yesterday, the hardware is a little bit similar to what Simeo is using. My next topic is about how do we monitor our students. You know, a lot of concerns by our co-faculty members is on monitoring of our students. How will they monitor when we have what you call these online activities? How can they monitor the students? So as part of the practice, we have to introduce, as what was discussed earlier, some what you call plugins. And one of the favorite plugins of Moodlers is what you call the attendance, wherein we will be able to simulate the discussion inside the classroom. We will be able to simulate usually what we are doing inside the classroom, what I mean, wherein we usually conduct first determine who are present or absent. With the attendance plugin in place and installed in your Moodle course, you are and will be able to enroll your students. So the teacher can create actually what you call multiple sessions and can mark the attendance status as present, late, excused, or absent. Or you can also modify the status with this kind of plugin that we are going to introduce. So the plugin, if properly installed, also can help us make reports for the entire class or for individual students. So you can determine how many were absent, late, excused, and so on. So this is one way of monitoring our students. Now, how do we monitor if our students are working on the activities? How do we monitor our students if they have been logging in or they have been using the Moodle site? We have another attendance, plugin. We call this attendance register. The attendance register calculates the time users that they spend on online courses. So every time they log in to the course, they will automatically compute the number of hours, the number of minutes. What is good also in this attendance register is that students can have what you call offline times. They can apply for a offline time because as what has been introduced earlier, we have what you call Moodle mobile apps. So if they will be working only on their mobile apps without internet connection, then they can apply or they can use the total time, they can use the offline time also. So this is one way of monitoring our students, whether they are working on their activities. In the Moodles also, we have what you call Moodle reports. So instead of the attendance only, we have also to maximize the report that is generated by the Moodle. So the Moodle reports can give us the activity completion of our learners. So this is what usually I do. I try to see the activity completion of each of my learners or my students. So basically, you can right away determine who are your students who has not been working on their activities and who are not properly or actively working on their activities. Another Moodle report that can supplement the activity completion is what you call course participation. This time, what you are going to do is to determine who are active and was able to complete an activity module. So it's not the total activity that will be seen, but a particular activity that you have assigned. Say, for example, forum, a chat, or an assignment. So it's easy to see and view who have made their assignments or who are able to complete the activity. And you can do it also by group or by individual. Earlier, Bepsu tried to explain to us that they were able to use the Moodle in the conduct of online examination, their entrance exam. So I don't know if they were able to use the Safe Exam browser, because this is one way also of trying to determine, trying to see to it that our students will not be cheating or doing some crazy things while we require them to conduct examinations, while we are conducting examinations. But remember that even if we have what you call a safe exam browser, they can still do some monkey business. So based on my observation, based on my experience, it should be coupled with online activities. So therefore, the camera must be on. Part of the policy in conducting quizzes should be the camera of the learner should also be on. And then we have to use what you call the safe exam browser. So what does the safe exam browser do? Students will only be able to attempt the quiz if they are using the safe exam browser. When you click the take the quiz, it will give a message that you will not be able to take the exam because because the browser is not supported. So the only supported browser is what you call the SEB or the Safe Exam browser. So the browser window won't have a URL or search field, and the Safe Exam browser also cannot be closed until the test is submitted. Switching to other application is disabled by default. Shortcut keys are also disabled and cannot be used to close the Safe Exam browser. The clipboard is cleared when starting and quitting the Safe Exam browser, and the browser context menu is disabled also. But if there are some specific websites that you want to consider for them to visit during the exam, then this can also be configured. Spell checking and dictionary lookup is also disabled when using the Safe Exam browser. So this is one of the best practice that we can do when we are conducting quizzes, online quizzes. We have to use the Safe Exam browser. As what discussed earlier, Moodle app is an offline and online app that we can use. Based on the research that we have done with our students, 80% of our students have what you call smartphones, although they have what you call limited connectivity. But if we have this what you call Moodle apps installed in their smartphones, then the possibility is that the 80% of our students will be able to finish the course using the Moodle apps. Is very big, considering that all they have to do is just to look for a place where there are free Wi-Fi. Anyway, in all I think LGUs, they have free Wi-Fi, or they can also 50 pesos siguro load. So with the Moodle app that they can use, they can synchronize whatever is found in our server, and they can study offline. If you allow, they can also take examinations offline. That is if you allow. Probably these exams are those that are not graded. So with the use of Moodle app, you can browse the content of your courses even when offline. You can receive instant notifications of messages and other events. You can quickly find and contact other people in your courses. You can also upload images, audio, videos, and other files from your mobile device. So these are all the things that you can do in your laptop, and this can also be done in your mobile phone. It can track your progress, mark tasks as complete, and browsing your learning plans. You can attempt quizzes, post in forums, and edit wiki pages. And of course, you can view your course grade and a lot more functionality. Oh. So let me share to you my Moodle app. This is my Moodle app. Notice that I am enrolled in 4 learning offering online learning. At the top is the official Moodle Academy, learnmodel.org, where I tried to finish the Learn Basic as well as the Moodle Basic as well as the Admin Basic. Then our learning system, lms.ebsu.edu.ph. I also tried enrolling in UPOU, model.upou.edu.ph. And of course, if I want some questions, if there are some questions that I want to be answered right away without going to my laptop, so I can use only Moodle.org. So these are open source learning resources. I just added this one. I tried to delete some of my topics supposed to be discussed because there were already duplication. And I've noticed that this was not discussed and this was not shared. If we want to make our Moodle course attractive and interactive, then I think we have to use interactive content. So one of the things that I do is to log in at hp5.org. So this is a free site, but if you want that whatever you create will not be erased in the future, you can join h5p.com. So that means may bayad yun. Ito walang bayad. h5p.com. So this is an example of the output that I usually use in my model. At the end of every topic, I have a short question just to assess if my student has read something or learned something from the topic. So this is an output of h5p.org, which you can embed in Moodle. All you have to do is click embed and then save Control V in your A2 editor. So that's one of the things that I use to make my Moodle course more attractive and more parang interactive. So again, as I've said, I have to delete some of my topics because of duplication. So thank you and good afternoon, and thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pulma, for the very informative discussion or sharing of your experience as a faculty. At the same time, we're actually introduced to the very technical aspect of the Moodle. So I just hope that eventually the faculty members will be able to assimilate all the things that you have discussed this afternoon. And also we would like to thank our speakers, all of you, the 5 speakers this afternoon who shared the experiences that they have in their universities. And these experiences would be our inputs to how we will work with our classes in this new normal. So thank you very much. We are now ready for the open forum, and we would like to request our participants to, if you have any question or query, please raise your hands, or you can send us a message through our chat box. And please address or mention the speaker to whom you would like to address your question. Identify yourself, and then maybe you can also identify the university where you come from. Thank you. So anybody who would like to raise a question or a query on any of our sharing this afternoon? So anyone? So our speakers, our speaker from Visayas State University, we have Dr. Winston Tabada on the conduct of online training for course content management in Moodle. And then we also have one from the Samar State University, Professor Saudi Abinyar on the technical specification and features of SSU's Moodle platform. And then from the Biliran Island Province State University, Professor Ludi Suliva on the lived experiences of BIPSU in the use of Moodle as a learning management system. Then we have from the Southern Leyte State University, Dr. Alex Bacalia, who talked on Moodle plugins. And of course, our very own Dr. Danilo Pulma, who talked about the EVHEIs experience in the use of Moodle. So if there are questions, so there are none. Okay, so if there is no question, we don't see any question from the chat group or from the chat box, from anyone. Ma'am, Dr. Castillas, do you have a question, ma'am? None? Okay. So maybe the discussions were very clear. Those are experiences from the different universities, and we just hope that everyone, our participants, were able to get inputs from there, and we hope that this will be well assimilated by our participants, and eventually we will all be doing the same thing, practicing Moodle in the nearest future, because we're actually in the university, we're already conducting our trainings, right, Dr. Pulma? Okay, so since we do not have any question, we have actually the certificates for our speakers. Our speakers will be receiving their respective certificate of recognition from the Eastern-Visayas Higher Education Institutions Flexible Learning Management System Consortium, lead team, and the host university. So we have here some reminders. As shown on screen, we would like to inform our participants that can access the link for the Google form of our evaluation for this afternoon's webinar. And this is needed for us to get our certificate of participation. So for those using cell phones, you can also access the form with the QR code as seen on your screen for you to get your certificate of participation.
Yesterday, with vision, dream of what we are today. Looking back, the times that fade tested our abilities. Then you tried to make it, having the courage within. But the key through it all is love, respect, and unity.
Now the dream has come to reality. Looking forward to what we used to be. Dreaming high, soaring high, giving the best and reassuring the rest.
Let's shout praise to the success of innovation throughout the years. Hand in hand together, building a future with faith, resiliency. This is what we are. This is our mission. Living the vision. Let's shout hooray! EVHEIs-FLMSC, hip hip, hooray! EVHEIs-FLMSC, hip hip, hooray! EVHEIs-FLMSC, hip hip, hooray! EVHEIs-FLMSC, hip hip, hooray!
We are not afraid to possibilities. Facing the future together, we work with our team.
With the guidance from above, there's no struggle too hard, 'cause up to we are one. Let's just to the success, innovation throughout the years. Hand in hands together, building a future with faith, resiliency. This is what we are. This is our mission, living the vision. Let's shout hooray! EVHEIs-FLMSC, hip hip, hooray! EVHEIs-FLMSC, hip hip, hooray! EVHEIs-FLMSC, hip hip, hooray! EVHEIs-FLMSC, hip hip, hooray! Today it's time to celebrate. For making it a better place. Let's shout hooray to the success of innovation throughout the years. Heading hands together, building a future with faith, resiliency. Let's shout hooray to the success of innovation throughout the years. Heading hands together, building a future with faith, resiliency. This is what we are. This is our mission, living the vision. Let's shout hooray! Let's shout hooray! Let's shout hooray!
Sir Jerry, nakapasok na si Ma'am ulit.
Parang hindi pa yata, ma'am.
Oo, nagkaroon na naman ng technical problem sa
Yeah.
EVHEIs. Yeah, the MC, the moderator is trying to get back to our
But I think, Ma'am Jean, we have to continue.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
To ano na prevent so as not to drag pa the you know the dead spot. We can
I
hear.
think the office of our university president can access and can go live now. In fact, Dr. Gary is already on board. Okay na ma'am. Andyan na po yung board secretary namin. Ma'am Annalyn, okay na po kayo?
Hello, Jerry. Can I now proceed with the closing remarks?
Yes, sir. Andyan na po si Ma'am Nandiyan na po, sir. Live na po si Ma'am Morante.
Dr. Morante, anything more?
Okay, sir. To save time, I think, sir, we can proceed to the next and last part of this webinar program. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to give the part to for the closing message of our university president, at the same time, chair of the Philippine Association of State Universities and Colleges in Region 8. Please welcome Dr. Dominador O. Aguirre Jr.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jerry Dicadis. My afternoon greetings first to the Honorable Commissioner of the Commission on Higher Education, Dr. Aldrin Darilag. Would also like to greet Dr. George Colorado, our CHED Regional Director, President Victor Canieso of Biliran Island Province State University, being the chair of this consortium, my fellow SUC presidents, our chair of this committee, President Pros IVFS of Southern Leyte State University, together with the co-chair, Dr. Edgardo Tulin of Visayas State University. Let me also greet the other presidents and also the different chairs of the different committees, our dear resource persons, the other administration officials who are attending this session, dear faculty members, trainees, other attendees, ladies and gentlemen, maayong hapon sa atong tanan. Today, we bring to a close this webinar orientation on the effective implementation of the flexible learning management system through the sharing of our best practices on how to navigate via the Moodle. So indeed, this session today has given us some insights and prospects on how we can become effective mentors using Moodle as an effective tool in the teaching and learning process as we shift to the new normal. Perhaps some of you might wonder that with quite a number of learning platforms, why have we used Moodle? There are quite a number of reasons why we intend to use Moodle. And I think this was articulated in one of the lectures over the past weeks. So it says here that Moodle is the most widely used LMS. It is a massively successful open source project, and core Moodle has a robust set of teaching and learning tools, and it is also customizable. Also, it has thousands of regular community contributors to push it forward every day. And most of all, it is free. For now, we, the SUCs in the region, came to a common agreement, of course, through our consortium, to use it so we can have a uniform LMS. And with the advice of CHED and our consultants, it will be easier for all of us to share our outputs to the rest of the SUCs. I hope that in the succeeding weeks, all the SUCs shall have rolled out this platform via hands-on training. I know that's highly technical. So perhaps there should be some hands-on training, of course, observing physical distancing as of the moment. It is therefore with my fervent hope that this activity today will bring about change and create a more positive approach in the teaching and learning process via the FLMS using Moodle. As trainers of the university, and then it was said earlier that those who will undergo and apply this kind of technology will be called Moodlers. I am posing this challenge to all of you so we can effectively cascade this modality on the ground amidst this paradigm shift. But from a positive perspective, I am confident that we'll be able to hurdle the challenges posed before us but that would all the more happen if we work together as one PASOK 8 via our consortium. And so with this productive session today, allow me therefore to thank you all for being a part of this webinar session. Let me thank in a very special way our resource persons for their insightful and relevant lectures. To Dr. Winston Tabada of VSU, Dr. Alex Bacalia of Southern Leyte State University, Professor Saldi Habinyar of SSU, Professor Ludi Soliva of BIPSU, and Dr. Danilo Pulma of IBSU. Thank you very much for the insightful and very informative lecture. But in addition to that, I would like to thank the wonderful people who made this activity possible. Our Commissioner Aldrin Darilag, the CHED Regional Director, Dr. Colorado, Dr. Rose Ivy Epis, our lead chair, the leader of this committee of Southern Leyte State University, President Edgardo Tulin of VSU being the co-chair, and also the members of the team. Let me thank also President Victor Canieso, our interim chairperson of our consortium, the other presidents of the region, the different committees of the consortium, and also to all the administration officials who have attended this forum. Let me thank the other participants who have been watching via Facebook and also YouTube. And of course, let me thank our team IBSU for making this activity possible. Daghang salamat, damo nga salamat ta iyong tanan. Have a great day, everyone. God bless and mabuhay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
That has been our webinar on the creating synergy for capacity building of Eastern-Visayas higher education institutions, flexible learning management system consortium. So thank you very much, everyone, for your active participation, and good day, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Dr.
Thank
George,
you.
thank you for attending this webinar. And if you have some, insights, few words for our LMS mentors, you please, sir, you can.
You will just have to continue, and we'll have to have a technical group. Siguro we'll have to form our so that all the others can okay ba ako natin?
You're choppy po.
Yeah. Signal. What make the communication our news. Pro Facebook group. Facebook.
Yeah, they will be creating. Yeah, they will be creating a group chat.
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong, the Moodlers, the mentors, and way forward po, CHED Director George. We of course we commit to help also the private HEIs.
Yeah. Thank you.
In the near future. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay po. God bless everyone.
God bless.
Thank you, Sir Cadiz. Thank you all. Thank you, Dr. Aguirre, for hosting this
kulang po.
webinar.
I think may kulang pa for the certificates po.
Meron pa, ano daw yon, Ma'am Jean?
Ma'am Lydia.
Militante. Ano po yun?
Wala na, okay na po, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am Pros. Thank you.
Okay, thank you,
So much.
everyone.
So maraming salamat, everyone.
So, yeah. Short reminder siguro, Ma'am Jean, for all of us, all the SUCs in the region, to continue in our conduct of, the training or mentoring our faculty members, most especially on how to navigate our respective LMS platforms. so that by July 22 and 23, and most especially on the 24th, and during the go live, every or all the 3,998 faculty members will be ready for those big events. Thank you po.
Salamat, salamat.
Doc Jerry, thank you.
Salamat. Ma'am Jane, thank you so much.
Ma'am Costillas, thank you.
Always the lady, the Iron Lady of FLMS.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay.
Everyone.